week one, we're going to be talking about creating your structure. Week two will be finding deals. Week three, getting deals under contract. Week four, funding the deal. Week five, due diligence and closing. And then briefly, we'll talk about systemizing your business after after you acquire it. Some of this stuff is going to be like, it's just going to be coming at you like a fire hose. And the action steps that I give you will kind of help you better conceptualize the information. If you don't do the homework, then I'll be giving you the information, but some of it may just go right over your head. All right. So session one, week one, what we're going to be talking about is the purpose of a holding company. And you might look at this as we kind of go through this content. You may think to yourself, like, man, like I thought we were going to be talking about buying a business. Like, why do we need to talk about creating a structure? Why do we need to talk about a holding company and an entity and positioning? And really, what it all boils down to is was two things. One, when you are acquiring businesses, the businesses that you're going to be acquiring are going to be in different types of entities, right? Some of the businesses you acquire, the seller may have an LLC. Other entities that you acquire, the seller may have a corporation. They may have an S corp. They may be operating as a sole proprietor. And so if you don't understand in depth the difference between these different entities, these different structures, then you can be implicating yourself in tax issues, implicating yourself in asset protection issues, and it's just really not a good look. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know already by just reading the consultant agreement that you signed, when you get into buying businesses, and we're only buying businesses within $1 million to 10 million in sales. So when you get into buying businesses, eventually you will be sued. It's just the name of the game, right? You can't go through buying businesses and think that you're not going to get sued. You're going to get sued. And so the key is making sure that we structure our operation to where if we do, or not if, when we get sued, we're in the right position, right? So your holding company is going to be the vehicle through which you're going to be buying these businesses, right? You're not going to buy a business using your personal name, right? It doesn't work. And you're implicating yourself, like I said, in things that that could be harmful to you. What exactly is a holding company? Right off Investopedia, pretty simple, right? So it's a business entity, usually a corporation or a limited liability company. Typically, a holding company doesn't manufacture anything, sell any products or services, or conduct any other business operations. And so your holding company is literally going to be the entity that we use to acquire businesses. So if we're looking at, I don't know, you wanted to buy a software company. The software company that we look at, more than likely the owner is going to have an LLC or he's going to have an S corp. And so if he has one of those entities, the natural inclination for someone that's buying a business is to say, okay, you have an LLC. And LLCs, they have members. So the owners of LLCs have members. And so the natural inclination is to say, well, you have an LLC. I'm buying that company from you. I'm going to remove your name, Mr. Seller, from the LLC as a member, and I'm going to put my name on the LLC as a member. But again, by you doing that, you're implicating yourself into things. So the holding company makes it so your name is not going to the Secretary of State as the owner of that software company, right? Your name is not going on the dotted line. Your holding company is. Perfect example. We're talking about tech. Elon Musk, he bought Twitter.
Right.
And recently in the news, they were talking about how he merged Twitter with X Holding Company. He created an entity called X Holding Corp. And so his name isn't anywhere on the documentation of acquiring and making this merge with Twitter. No, his holding company is. Okay. So so that's why we use those types of, that's why we use this sort of structure. And as you see, the basic definition, they say a holding company be a corporation or a limited liability company. What we're about to go into now is the difference between these different entities.